Hey y'all, this is your girl Bossy Lady 313, and today I am going to tell you about the time that I went to Chicago for New Year's Eve. So, first off, I only stayed for about 36 hours and I took the train there, which I will never do again because I live in Detroit and Chicago is only like 4 hours away. So that means the train ride shouldn't have took that long, right? Not true at all. We had delays. We had to stop at every stop, and by the time I got to Chicago, it was like 11:40, and I was so pissed because we were supposed to have gotten there at like 10:15 or something like that. And I was panicking because I'm like, oh my God, I still have to get an Uber. I have to hope I get to my hotel on time because checkout ends at midnight. And then I had ordered food online and the place closed at midnight. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I got my Uber. By the time I get to the hotel, it's like 12:10, and I'm like, thank you for letting me check in even though it's so late. But then I'm like, fuck. Okay, I got somewhere to sleep, but what the fuck am I gonna do food tonight? Because the restaurant closed with my where I ordered my food. So I'm sitting in my hotel room, just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to try to Uber eat something, which I don't want to do. And my phone rings, and I'm like, hello? And they're like, hi, is this Bossy? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, your food's ready. I'm like, oh my God, I thought you guys were closed. They were like, no, it's only 11:15. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. So moral of the story is, when you are crossing time zones, make sure that your phone updates to the new time zone, because mine did not. And I have an iPhone and it's set to automatically update to whatever time zone I'm in, and it did not do that for some reason. And yeah, but luckily I didn't have to starve and I had a place to sleep that night, so that worked out. But yeah, I will never take the train again. I was balling on a budget while I was in Chicago. There are plenty of things to do when you don't have, like, you don't have to have a whole bunch of money when you go traveling. You want to have enough money where you're comfortable, obviously, and you don't have to like sleep in a CVS bathroom like somebody apparently did. Wasn't me though. Wouldn't dare. But yeah, it's a difference between being broke and balling on the budget. And my favorite thing to do is ball on the budget. You can use Groupons. There are all kind of like discounts that you can pick up, like certain hotels that you might stay in. They might even have discount codes and books for you. You can look online for different like bundles for like events and things to do. And of course, there's Expedia and other different travel websites you can use to book your flights and your hotels and everything else. And I'm a big believer in saving money, because why the fuck would I pay full price when I can get it for cheaper? So, in terms of transportation, I took the subway, I walked, and I took Ubers because it was a great way for me to be able to explore and get my tour on and see everything. This is what the subway ticket looks like. I had never taken the subway before, so it was a really exciting experience for me. I know it might sound really cheesy, but it just felt like I was in a movie. There are plenty of things to do in Chicago, free stuff as well as stuff that you would have to pay for. There were some really beautiful window displays. Downtown Chicago has a lot of nice luxury stores. Funny thing is, they all have security guards standing there looking at you, waiting on you to act stupid. Of course, I had to go to Millennium Park. Even though it's a little cliche to come to Chicago and take a picture with the bean, I said, hey, why not? The thing that I was most excited to see was definitely the Macy's Christmas window display. I'd never seen anything like that before in person, so it was a delight for sure. I also went to the Starbucks Reserve while I was there, And the funny thing about that is this is not the location that I meant to go to. There's actually multiple Starbucks reserves, and I did not realize that until I passed this one. And when I say there was at least 20 people in a line outside of here, I am not exaggerating. It was like getting into a fucking club. So I'm actually glad that I did not go into this one, even though it's really nice and I would love to see what it looks like inside. Also went to the John Hancock building, which is known as 360 Chicago Observation Deck. I'm all about views. And there was just no way I was going to pass up the opportunity to look over at the city of Chicago. It's important for me to get a souvenir everywhere I go. So I also picked up this cute little whistle keychain along the way. And of course, no trip to Chicago will be complete without a trip to the sugar factory. I just love the sugar factory. Every time I go out of town, I have to go to one. And no matter what, I always order this burger because that is like top 3, one of the best burgers I've ever tasted in my life. This is something that I always do. Call me what you want, but I was not letting that candy go to waste. This was the dress that I wore for New Year's Eve. She got me like, I be like, baby, why you so fine? So I decided to spend New Year's Eve in a really classy club called Lazy Bird, which is in a really nice hotel called the Hoxton. And I want to give a very special shout out to Mikey Everything because he actually helped me to skip the line while I was waiting to get inside. And I had a really great time. They had a live band there, and the band was great. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, overall, I liked Chicago. I felt at home there. And again, like I said, I'm from Detroit. So, there were definitely similarities between the two cities. Even though I'll be honest and say their downtown is way better than our downtown. One thing though, people there cannot fucking drive. You will damn near lose your life trying to cross the street. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but definitely be careful when you're walking because them motherfuckers do not want you to cross the street. They definitely will hit your ass. They don't give a fuck. We don't do that here though. I want to come back in the summertime because there are some things that I didn't get to see. I wanted to go to the zoo. I wanted to go to the Sky Deck, which is another like observation tower type thing. And I wanted to go to the Navy Pier, but it was so cold. I didn't want to go there in the wintertime. Plus, when they say Chicago is the windy city, y'all, is the windy city. Like, I had to hold on to my motherfucking wig, make sure that bitch didn't blow off. And I would like to go back to Millennium Park in the summer, but would I go back to Chicago again? Most definitely. Well, y'all, that's all the time we have for today, but thank you for watching. Toodles!